a college dropout who became a billionaire, a friend to presidents and royalty. And behind it all, one of the most horrifying sex trafficking operations in modern history. In late 2025, the U.S. government released 3.5 million pages of documents about his crimes. This is the story of Jeffrey Epstein. Let this begin with who was Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein was born in 1953 in Brooklyn, New York. Without a college degree, he talked his way into a teaching job at an elite Manhattan prep school, where he made connections with Wall Street families. That launched him into finance at Bear Stearns, and by 1982, he had his own firm. His biggest known client was Les Wexner, the billionaire behind Victoria's Secret, who gave Epstein extraordinary control over his finances, even transferring his massive Manhattan townhouse to him. But to this day, no one can fully explain how Epstein built an estimated fortune of over $500 million. What we do know is what he did with it. He owned a 71-acre private island in the Caribbean. Locals called it Pedophile Island. A 40-room Manhattan mansion. A 10,000-acre ranch in New Mexico. Properties in Palm Beach and Paris. And a private Boeing 727, nicknamed the Lolita Express. These weren't just status symbols, they were crime scenes. What are the crimes he made? Epstein didn't act alone. With his longtime partner Ghislaine Maxwell, daughter of a British media mogul, he built a systematic operation. They recruited vulnerable girls, many underage and from disadvantaged backgrounds, luring them with cash for what were described as massages. Those encounters would then escalate into sexual abuse. Victims were pressured to recruit other girls, creating a pyramid-like network. Some survivors alleged they were trafficked to powerful men connected to Epstein. One of the most prominent accusers was Virginia Giuffre, who said she was recruited at age 16 while working at Mar-a-Lago. She accused Epstein and Maxwell of trafficking her to powerful men, including Britain's Prince Andrew. She fought for accountability for over a decade. Tragically, Giuffre died by suicide in April 2025 at 41. Her posthumous memoir was published that October. Maxwell was convicted of sex trafficking in December 2021 and sentenced to 20 years in prison. What are the powerful connections he had? What makes this case unlike any other is the sheer number of powerful people in Epstein's orbit. And let me be clear, appearing in his contacts does not mean someone participated in his crimes. But the breadth of his network demands serious questions. Donald Trump was a friend and Palm Beach neighbor in the 1990s. He once called Epstein a terrific guy who liked women on the younger side. Released files include photos of them together and an Epstein email claiming Trump knew about the girls, which Trump disputes. A suggestive letter reportedly bearing Trump's name was found in Epstein's 50th birthday album. Trump denies writing it and has sued the Wall Street Journal over their reporting. Bill Clinton flew on Epstein's jet dozens of times and visited his island. Released photos show them together. Both Clintons have been called to testify before the House Oversight Committee in early 2026. Prince Andrew was accused of abuse by Virginia Giuffre. He settled a civil lawsuit in 2022 and denied wrongdoing. In October 2025, King Charles stripped him of his remaining titles and evicted him from his royal residence after emails between Andrew and Epstein were released. Other names appearing in released documents include Bill Gates, Elon Musk, Steve Bannon, Larry Summers, Reid Hoffman, and UK politician Peter Mandelson, whose appointment as British ambassador to the US sparked a political crisis. What were the sweetheart deals? The FBI began investigating Epstein in 2006 and prepared a draft indictment. But instead of facing federal charges, Epstein was allowed to plead guilty to state charges of soliciting a minor. He served just 13 months in a county jail with work release, allowed to leave 12 hours a day, 6 days a week. The deal, negotiated by U.S. Attorney Alexander Acosta, also granted immunity to unnamed potential co-conspirators. A judge later ruled it violated victims' rights. Acosta resigned as Trump's labor secretary in 2019 when this deal came under renewed scrutiny. And remarkably, after serving his time, Epstein continued socializing with powerful people as if nothing had happened. We will know when he was arrested in 2019 and his mysterious death. On July 6, 2019, Epstein was arrested again, this time on federal sex trafficking charges in New York. No sweetheart deal this time. He was denied bail. Then, on August 10, 2019, Epstein was found dead in his cell. The official ruling: suicide by hanging. But the circumstances were deeply suspicious. He'd attempted suicide weeks earlier. He was supposed to be monitored. Security cameras near his cell malfunctioned. Guards assigned to him were sleeping and falsifying records. The DOJ Inspector General confirmed guard misconduct led to his death. Security footage released in the 2025 document dump raised even more questions. Whatever you believe happened, the result is the same. Epstein never stood trial, and his victims never got their day in court. The Epstein Files, the biggest document dump in history. In January 2024, a judge unsealed court records that reignited public interest. When Trump returned to office in 2025, he'd promised to release the files. Attorney General Pam Bondi hinted at a client list. But the DOJ eventually said no such list existed. Bipartisan pressure led to the Epstein Files Transparency Act, signed into law on November 19, 2025. Starting December 19, the DOJ released over 3.5 million pages, 2,000 videos, and 180,000 images. Over 500 attorneys reviewed the material. The files confirmed Epstein's vast network, photos with presidents, emails with billionaires, FBI testimony about underage victims, and jail security footage. But critics were frustrated. Much was already public, heavily redacted, or duplicated. Key documents like the original draft indictment and hundreds of thousands of emails remain subjects of ongoing demands. As of early 2026, congressional investigations continue. The House Oversight Committee has subpoenaed Epstein's associates. Maxwell invoked the Fifth Amendment. Countries like Poland are examining the files for trafficking evidence. And the DOJ says there may still be over 1 million more documents to review. Why this matters to U.S. This isn't just the story of one predator. It's about a system where wealth and power shielded a monster for decades. Where victims were ignored by the very institutions meant to protect them. Where the full truth is still being fought for. The documents are still being released. The investigations are ongoing. And the survivors of Jeffrey Epstein's abuse deserve answers, justice, and the knowledge that the world is finally paying attention. If this video helped you understand this case, hit like and subscribe. Drop your questions in the comments. I'll cover every new development as it breaks. See you in the next one.